put them ones up in the sky and acknowledge the bloodline. That's right. We getting it. We get full on Rock being healed. I don't know. Everybody call him Hollywood Rock, and I guess so. I don't think he's being as funny as Hollywood Rock because I was like, I remember. I mean, it's been a hell of a long time, but Hollywood Rock was funny and whatnot in his approach to sort of being like an ass. Here, he's a lot more stern while still doing his cadence of being the Rock, of doing his insults as the Rock. But you can tell the tone is different. Like the tone is totally different. Like I'm like, it's not necessarily the same thing. He at Hollywood he was more so having fun at your expense, whereas this one he's over here just like like the other one's being like a sarcastic asshole. This one is like, oh you being a dick. That's how this one comes off to me. Anyway, so look, I'm all here for it. That's what I've been going with. I done said that he should double down as he has. Um, he basically came out, called the whole town inbreds, and like y'all can't hear, y'all don't get the you know it was. I was say the only thing that was weird was when he's like, you can't go along with the Rock as he does this whole what you smell kind of thing, knowing that that's what the crowd gonna do that. It'd just be interesting if he keeps on doing it. But I was like, I think it's funny because people didn't want him to do his insults, or how the Rock comes out and says stuff or whatever like that, when he was going to be like I guess a face maybe against like Roman or whatever. But we'll see how many people sort of like this version of him, like, cause like now that he's sort of embracing being a heel and being an ass and all that other stuff. It's like, can it work? Like basically, like if you're the bad guy, you kind of get away with saying whatever, where people aren't going to feel a certain type of way. Same thing, like for instance, like with John Cena, like when he was doing the whole thugonomics thing, that works when you're a heel, but when you sort of get to be when you're sort of fake, people are just kind of like, oh, you should be better than that, or whatever bull crap that they want about. Um, but yeah, no. So he's part of the Bloodline, and I was like, he basically just gave out a little bit of promo, nothing too much. Didn't try to throw around his power fully. It does, as of right now, it don't really seem like they're going to try to push the Rock Roman match as much as they're just going to probably seem like they're going to be antagonists for Cody in this situation. We still don't know what their plans are going to be, which is fine. It's cool. I'm here for the ride. I don't even know if they're going to do a tag match night, like night one, night two, opening night two, the night two, or whatever. Hey, look, it's here. I was like, I thought it was going to be a little bit more demanding. I was like, it seemed like they sort of just moved past the whole kerfuffle that happened at the kickoff show. Um, Roman and they was out there, but they ain't saying anything. So I was like, I wonder if that's also like a foreshadowing in a way of how things are gonna go, where it's just like, y'all just gonna be quiet while I try to make sure everything goes right, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do all of this in the form of fashion of. They just seem like, because right now they just seem like they're just going along with it, and there's not really any type of pushback. There's not any as of yet. Um, but hey, look, hey, like they're filling in the holes and they're filling in the beats of like, we sort of got a little bit of like Cody talking of like why he sort of did it, not really, but just enough where we can infer ourselves. Here we like, cool, he's doubling down, he's going to go that route. Awesome. It's gonna be Cody and Roman. All right, cool. Now it's just kind of like, what is the journey of his adversity, and him finishes his story. Um, yeah, no, it's gonna be, but it'd be good to see how long people, kind of like at the live show, this is gonna be difficult because it's like, the thing is that some people, especially online, is gonna hate that it's like he's doing the same thing he used to do and talk. You can't do that like how it is, and it's like you sort of can, but also when he's in person, he sort of has to do this because he's a Rock. He's going to still get cheered. Like you even heard it during like that people was like Rock, like so he has to sort of go the old school heel way of like your town sucks, y'all stupid, you stink, whatever. Like he just has to go that route because he has to basically give them enough boos and no's in here in order to be a heel. Otherwise, and it's sort of like what you sort of see in all wrestling right now, where just like who really gets to be a heel anymore? Like there's really no heel. Like in general, I was like Dom is really the only guy that I could think of that's like I'm like, no, he gets all heel like all the time, and I was like and I was like Drew sort of does, but like he still got the whole 3-2-1 in his, and he sort of like he molded himself in as the anti-hero. I was like I'm getting off on a tangent with being like heels in wrestling nowadays versus and I was like, there's really no such thing as heel, just as much as there's really no such thing as babyface, and that's sort of a problem. But The Rock, I'm always gonna be here for his stick, his gimmick. I don't care that some of y'all gonna say it's juvenile. I was like, whatever. I was like, it may be boring to y'all, but guess what? I don't give a damn. I'm here to hear him and hear how he. I was like, he pointed at the crowd. He was like, basically like, shut your fat ass up, and I was like, that's right. Shut up with yourself, obese guy. Yeah. Well, that just sounded mean out of my mouth compared to his. I gotta work on my cadence, I guess. That way I gotta add a little bit. Anyway, so Hill Rock is here. I was like, add a little brief promo. Yeah, we're gonna see how this all goes. Especially depending on how their appearances go, because I was like, I don't imagine he's gonna show up on Raw where Cody's at. I feel like they're gonna try to keep them away for the most part. So we're gonna see how this all works out, but it's another stepping stone to get where we gotta go. But until then, I will see y'all for next wrestling news or Raw, whatever happens first.